of the people.
Unleash the power of the airways with the ultimate radio experience. Tune in to Today95.1 FM, the voice of the people. Don't just listen, immerse yourself.
That is 100% true.
Wetin dey happen there?
They say wahala dey finish.
Now this one wahala be like bicycle. They just dey quick. Wetin dey happen? Now for Today 95.1 FM, 5 p.m. Monday to Friday, Bomkwem. Now here you go here. Wetin dey happen for Niger and Obodo the world. Now that time where we dey bring you ogbonge story them, we go shock you. You go wonder say na person do like this. Now so we dey bring am come give you acid the hot. Now where we dey find way to sweep this country? Don't run. You go stay abroad. In the chapa, you say this one. No worry. When time I reach, I'll say I want to take. Make I see where they go.
Homeland is homeland.
Me, I go open gates for them. Now me go be get man at that time for airport. Wetin dey happen? Make you no miss Mazi Ike God Ike Machuku and MC Kuro for Wetin dey happen. You go enjoy yourself. No forget to say woman dey chop our recharge card woto. I don dey tell una say this place na education center. As you sit down here with us from Monday to Friday, you go enjoy Wetin dey happen. Wetin dey happen? Make you no miss am at all.
Whether it's happening in Port Harcourt, South Sound, Nigeria, or around the world, we've got you covered. On air, online, delivering balanced news and unbiased analysis. Today, 95.1 FM.
This is Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. News.
Good evening. This is the World News on your premium talk radio, Today 95.1 FM Port Harcourt. I am Queen Chima. The headlines. A federal government lists Obasanjo-era presidential jet for sale in Switzerland. Wiki criticizes church's role in 2023 elections. Rivers Police declared 2 wanted in connection with attack on a Huda East sole administrator. On the foreign scene, Palestinians condemn plan modeled by U.S. firm to forcibly displace Gazans. Now, the detail. President Bola Tinubu has issued a marching order to the military to confront Boko Haram terrorists, bandits, separatists, and other criminal gangs threatening the peace and sovereignty of the nation, stating that the time to crush the criminals is now. President Tinubu, who gave the charge at the grand finale of the 2025 Nigerian Army Day celebration held in Kaduna State, reaffirmed his administration's unwavering commitment to the welfare of officers and soldiers of the armed forces. He also promised to continue to invest in modern equipment, intelligent and human capital that would improve the effectiveness of the military. Represented by Vice President Kashim Shettima, Tinubu reminded the officers and men to discharge their duties with a high sense of professionalism, courage, discipline and honor, guided by the nation's constitution and international best practices. Federal government has put its 2-decade-old Boeing 737-700 business jet up for sale, with a listing hosted by Amac Aerospace in Basel, Switzerland. The aircraft, acquired for $43 million in 2005 during former President Olusegun Obasanjo's tenure, is being sold months after President Bola Tinubu transitioned to a refurbished Airbus A330-200 last August amid economic concerns and public scrutiny. The plane had undergone inspections and maintenance in preparation for sale, according to aviation marketplace controller.com. Nigeria's presidential air fleet, overseen by the Nigerian Air Force and the Office of the National Security Advisor, has about 10 aircraft. These include fixed wings such as 13-year-old Gulfstream Aerospace G550, Gulfstream G500, 2 Falcon 7Xs, a Hawker 4000, and a Challenger 605. 3 of the 7 fixed wings are reportedly unserviceable. A former presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 general election, Peter Obi, has declared his intention to contest for the office of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in 2027 while maintaining his support for African Democratic Congress. Speaking during a live television program, Obi clarified that although he remains a member of the Labour Party, he and other stakeholders have agreed to work in coalition with the ADC and other political groups to build a formidable front ahead of the next general
Today, I'm a
elections.
Labour Party member. Labour Party all have all agreed to work in coalition for 2027 election. And for that, we've just adopted ADC. Going on, other parties, other individuals are going to second it. We want to see more competent government with capacity and character. No, they don't let it as now we say for 2027. So we have in 2025. It's clear. We adopted this in 2027. So
Addressing rumours suggesting he might serve as Atiku Abubakar's running mate in the next election, Obi dismissed the report, stressing that no such discussions have taken place.
Again, saying this is not in place. Nobody have ever discussed that. Nobody have ever discussed with me whether I'm going to be A or B or C. So I'm going to contest for the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And I believe I'm qualified for it. People just assume anything in this country, and I don't believe in assumption. I can live with it. I'm part of a coalition which will be able to produce a competent president with the capacity, compassion to save this country. When a leader comes into this, you lead everybody. Your job is to change. You change the old, you change the young.
Leaders from the 19 northern states and Abuja have converged in Kaduna to chart a new course for the region's unity, institutional strength, and economic revitalization. Speaking at the Unity and Development Summit held at Arewa House, Kaduna, former Zamfara State Governor Abdulaziz Yari urged leaders, elders, and youth across the region to close ranks and pursue a shared vision anchored in unity, strengthening traditional institutions, inclusive education, and economic resilience. Yari, who chaired the summit, said the region's long-standing challenges, ranging from insecurity to youth unemployment and infrastructure decay, could be overcome through peace, dialogue, and a commitment to shared prosperity. The summit themed strengthening traditional institutions, education, security, and economic resilience for a brighter northern Nigeria was hosted by Arewa 100% Focus. Yari emphasized the importance of building a self-reliant economy. He also encouraged youth across the north to embrace education, innovation, and discipline, stating that even their smallest contributions would help build a better future for the region. 9 people have been killed in an attack on Malam Fatori in the Abadabam local government area of Borno State. The attack also left 4 others injured in the attack on the border community 272 kilometers from Maiduguri. In a press statement from the Borno State government, the Governor Babagana Zulum, who was represented by the Commissioner for Local Government and Emirate Affairs, Shogu Mille, condoled with the families of the victims of the attack, making cash donations to them. While commending the military for their commitment and gallantry, the Commission announced the deployment of excavators to dig trenches around the local government headquarters to fortify the town from further attacks by Boko Haram ISWAP groups. Mele then presented cash support of 500,000 to each of the bereaved families and 250,000 naira to each of the 4 individuals undergoing treatment. Borno State Governor Professor Babagana Zulum have disclosed that the government will resettle an additional 3,000 households in Malam Fatori, Abadam local government area. Zulum made the disclosure while briefing newsmen shortly after a sympathy visit to the people of Malam Fatori over the recent attack by Boko Haram insurgents that claimed 9 lives and left 4 others injured. The governor, represented by the State Commissioner for Information and Internal Security, Professor Usman Tar, said this will bring to 5,000 the total number of resettled families. The commissioner called on the people to be resilient and prayerful, urging them to report any suspicious movements to relevant authorities. At least 8 people have lost their lives in a road crash that occurred at the Badagry area of Lagos State today. This is just as 8 other passengers sustained varying degrees of injuries after a commercial bus rammed into a truck. It was learned from a statement by the spokesperson for the Lagos State Traffic Management Authority, Adebayo Taufik, that the accident involved a 16-seater commercial Mazda bus and a DAF truck marked He added that the timely intervention of emergency responders, including the police, the Federal Road Safety Corps and the Nigerian Army, led to the successful extraction of 8 surviving passengers, all of whom sustained varying degrees of trauma. The LASMA spokesperson attributed the accident to speeding, adding that the deceased and injured victims were taken to the Badagry General Hospital. We're moving on, where Chieftain of the African Democratic Congress, Peter Oke, has said that the 2027 presidential election will be a contest between the All Progressives Congress and Nigerians across all walks of life, not the adopted party of the coalition movement. He observed that the growing support for the coalition was driven by the widespread hardship currently facing Nigerians. He stated this during a meeting with newsmen in Abakaliki on Sunday. He said that to avoid wasting time and resources, the former governor of Anambra State and the 2023 presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, has a broader acceptability to fly the ADC presidential ticket in 2027. Well, you're listening to the World News on Today 95.1 FM, Voice of the People. After the break, more news, foreign and sports stories. Do stay with us.
Every day, every hour, when the big stories break, depend on our 24-hour news team to bring you the latest. Today, 95.1 FM.
Thank you so much for staying with us. Now the rest of our stories. The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Yesomike, has voiced concerns regarding the church's influence in the 2023 general election, suggesting that it nearly made a mistake in its choices. Speaking at a church service in Abuja, Wike urged the church to consult with its members who are politicians before making decisions in future elections. Wike also addressed the current political climate, stating that politicians who underperformed while in office are now part of the coalition aiming to unseat President Tinubu's administration.
Particularly the church, he nearly made the worst mistake in 2023. We have to be very, very careful this time around. Very, very careful. He took a decision that would have cost some of us our future. Ask us questions. We are the politicians. You have to be careful of what they tell you. And if that had happened, some of us wouldn't have been here today. So if you want us to educate you, call us. You have people like Senator Mao have gone in this church. I hear Senator Magnus Habe is a member of this church. Call them. What is going on? What is going on? They'll be able to educate you. Don't allow people with propaganda, blackmail. They're at it again.
Wike further highlighted the success of the recently rehabilitated International Conference Center, noting that it is now generating over 700 billion naira in less than a month. This is a significant increase compared to the less than 50 million naira per year that the previous management remitted to the government before the renovation.
When I made International Conference Center, the man who was running it from Adamawa was paying the government 50 million naira a year. But in 3 weeks that we just renovated it, we have made over 700 million. 700 million in 3 weeks. And that is the kind of thing they want. When you say no, you will not allow that. They paint you all kind of pictures and tell you stories. People have opportunity to be in government for several years, 8 years, 20 years. People have opportunity to bring facilities and infrastructures to their states. They didn't do it.
The King of Upata Kingdom in Ahoda East Local Government area, Rivers State, has warned against interference of the elite in community rulership, saying the wish of the people is the will of the gods of the land. His Royal Majesty, Felix Otuwaribo, in an interview with Today FM, said although the interference was resisted by the people of Udibu, but noted that the will of the people can never be overturned. He warned the elites to resist the urge of interfering in community-related selections, stressing that it may result to revolting by the people, which he said may hinder development. The Nyodu Upata disclosed that the person whom some persons in the local government area tried to force is an alleged convicted person who was dismissed from the Upata Traditional Council. He also commended the people of Udibu for conducting themselves peacefully as Chief Uche Uturu emerged the paramount ruler.
The winner that emerged is the choice of the people, not the person being sponsored to cause crisis in that community. We have repeatedly told the government to watch the activities of certain traditional rulers and elites who are bent on causing crisis in communities. And so today, in spite of the so-called money they spent to frustrate the voting process, God manifested himself. The candidate that was being sponsored is an ex-convict, and this is a man that was erroneously admitted into the Opata Traditional Council, and when we noticed that he's a wrong person, we dismissed him from the Opata Traditional Council. How would somebody who is dismissed as a title chief in Opata contest election to be paramount ruler of a community? And so we dismissed him from the Opata Traditional Council, and God has also dismissed him from winning the election of Udebu community. When you allow an unpopular candidate to win an election in the community, the implication is that he cannot have the loyalty and trust of the people.
On his part, the newly emerged paramount ruler of Udebu community, Chief Uturu, called on all members of the community to work with him to ensure growth and development.
I will make the community to be in peace. I will rule them well. There is no problem will happen in the community. If there is problem, I will make sure that I will call the security to take care of the problem. I work very well for the community. The community will be one. We work together for the community so that peace will reign in the community.
The Rivers State Police Command has declared the Chief Security Officer CSO of Ahoda East Local Government Area, Hector Ekakita, and the Chief of Staff of Ahoda East Local Government Area, Aloni Olodi, wanted in connection with a violent attack on the sole administrator, Goodluck Ihanacha. In a statement by the Command Public Relations Officer, Grace Irenge Koko, the incident occurred on June 20, 2025, at the Council Secretariat. The police are seeking the suspects for criminal conspiracy, stealing, assault, and attempted murder. The suspect, along with a group of approximately 30 individuals, are accused of assaulting the sole administrator, obtaining his signature under duress, stealing his mobile phones and documents, and taking away both personal and official properties from his office. Despite a prior public notice and formal invitation to report to the police state headquarters for questioning, the suspects have failed to comply. The sole administrator is still receiving medical treatment for injuries sustained during the attack. The Commissioner of Police, CP Olubenga Adepoju, has urged the wanted individuals to report to the authorities. Meanwhile, the Chief Security Officer of Alakaya Community in Obiakpo Local Government Area, Noble DK, has issued a stern warning to cart pushers and scavengers, prohibiting them from entering the community. DK stated that anyone found violating this order will be arrested and handed over to the police due to the alleged constant theft of private and public properties. In an interview with Today FM's Brio Zogu, DK explained that the Scavengers Association had promised to collaborate with the community after a recent looting incident at the community's primary and secondary schools. However, they failed to follow through on their promise. DK highlighted that residents have frequently reported the theft of items such as generator sets, gas cylinders, and other metal-containing objects. He added that scavengers are often seen moving around in the early hours of the morning, allegedly stealing from community members.
As of last week, we agreed with them, they said with the chiefs and the elders of the community, including the CDC chairman, and they're coming to resolve the matter on Wednesday. Up till now, we've not seen them. They said they continue going about their daily businesses and other things. It's high time we take a drastic decision on the cart pushers and scrap dealers at this point. The best way to curb this excess crime in our community is to ban them from entering into our community. We don't want to see any cart pusher in our community. Anyone we see will be arrested and handed over to police for prosecution.
A 29-year-old Sunny Amadi who was set ablaze at Choba community in Obiakpo Local Government Area of River State is dead. Information available revealed that Sunny Amadi was set ablaze by his girlfriend, Cynthia Chukunda, at her apartment within Choba community. Cynthia Chukunda, a 300-level student of the University of Port Harcourt, is reported to have invited her boyfriend, Sunny Amadi, allowed him to fall into deep sleep before pouring petrol on him and the apartment and later set fire. According to the neighbors, a heated argument between the lovers escalated into violence, leading to a fire that left both partners with severe burns. But Amadi, an indigene of Elebrada in a Moha local government area, later died from third-degree burns, while Cynthia from Mudoha, still from a Moha local government area, is receiving treatment in the hospital and remains in critical condition. Meanwhile, police have yet to issue an official statement on the incident. On the foreign scene, Palestinian authorities have denounced a U.S. consulting firm and an Israel-backed aid group for plotting to forcibly displace Palestinians from the blockaded Gaza Strip under the guise of humanitarian aid. According to the U.S. news outlet, Boston Consulting Group, BCG, developed a financial model for a covert project named Aurora, aiming to displace more than 500,000 Palestinians from Gaza by offering displacement packages funded by foreign entities. The British daily identified the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, GHF, created with U.S. Israeli support as the executive front of the project. Despite claims of humanitarian work, GHF's activities have resulted in the death of 751 Palestinian civilians, injuries to 4,931 others, and 39 missing persons since May 27. To end the news, here is a summary of the major stories. The federal government has listed Obasanjo's-era presidential jet for sale in Switzerland. Northern leaders have met in Kaduna for the region's unity and economy. We told you that FCT Minister Wike has criticized the church's role in 2023 general elections. And on the foreign scene, we also heard that Palestinian authorities have denounced a U.S. consulting firm and an Israel-backed aid group for plotting to displace Palestinians from Gaza Strip. That was the news as edited by Priya Zorgo. For comments and inquiries, please call 0818-389-2850 or send your emails to news@todayfmlive.com. You can also read our stories on www.todayfmlive.com. My name is Queen Chima. Thank you so much for listening. Good evening.
Today's news, today's entertainment, today's sports, today's issues. Today on Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
Tune in for a journey beyond the ordinary.
Fasten your seatbelt.
We are not just a station, we are the station. Today, 95.1 FM, the voice of the people.
The station with the...
As the voice of the people, we make sure that no one misses out. On Today 95.1 FM, there's something for everyone.
Our tech show, because tech is new money. Our kids show, because we love the little ones.
Our Gospiration, because it's the moment of truth. Our High Life show, because high life is vintage.
Our sports show with the adrenaline. Our midnight show, because we care about your love life.
Our nostalgia drive, because old is gold. Our show for young people, because Gen Z code is on.
Our Pidgin Bit, because na Naija we dey. Our book review, because books are a mirror. Our big stories, because big things only.
Our health shows with seasoned health experts, because we care that you're healthy. Our
Bunkering is a legal act of smuggling crude oil from pipelines and storage facilities, which poses significant dangers to Nigerian society. This activity has different consequences that affect various aspects of the nation's well-being, and it has consequences such as untimely death, environmental devastation. It fuels insecurity. It also damages our infrastructure, and it also damages our international prestige. You might say, how do we make a living if we stop this illegal activity? Well, as a young individual, you can channel your energy into positive endeavors that can help you generate income and create an adequate future for yourself. These are some ideas to help you generate income. You can go into starting a business. You can also acquire digital skills or gain agricultural knowledge or engage in farming. You can also acquire arts and creativity. You talk about technology and innovation. Then, skills and vocational training. Please note, that success often requires dedication, consistency, and continuous learning. This message is brought to you by your premium talk radio, Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
Want to know what's happening? Get latest information in sports, politics, lifestyle, you name it. The frequency of choice. Today, 95.1 FM. Today, 95.1 FM. We serve you the latest update on everything. Today, 95.1 FM. We are the voice of the people. The voice of the people.
You may not realize it, but do you know you can always show your love for others with simple gestures? Here are some of them. Always look for the good in people. There are two sides to every story. We have our good and bad sides. So, look for the good in people. Focus on people's potential. Everyone has potential. So, rather than put them down, help them realize it. Choose to love. If you're given an option between giving love and receiving love, choose giving because that is a more practical choice. Treat everyone as equals. This means letting go of all the prejudice and partiality. See people for who they really are, not their jobs, not their apparels or bank accounts. If everyone does this, then the world will be a better place. Love yourself. You cannot give what you don't have. So, before you try to love other people, love yourself first. Forgive. We all make mistakes. So, whether it's a family or a stranger, the best way of showing love is forgiveness. Everyone deserves a second chance. Show compassion. Care for other people. Care for what they are going through. Do what you can to help. Give back to the community. Remember that a single drop of water can cause countless ripples. That donation, no matter how small, can inspire others to do the same. Smile, even to strangers. Remember that you're never fully dressed without a smile. So, do not underestimate the power of a smile. Not only does it lighten up your face, it will also brighten up another person's day. Be the spark of positivity you want to see. When you smile, the whole world smiles with you. This message is brought to you by Today 95.1 FM, the voice of the people.
Today is business. Today is a new trend for your businesses. We give you all the information you need to grow your business, new ideas and innovations that keep you earning more and staying relevant.
Every day, we engage in business, buying and selling, trading, and exchanging of services as individuals or as a country. Money goes round, it goes up and down. But have you ever wondered what business is all about? And have you ever wondered how you can stand out in your business?
Today FM has got you covered every Wednesday between the hours of 1 p.m. to 2 p.m.
Learn all you need from professionals on how the country runs its business affairs and how you can be an outstanding entrepreneur and grow your business.
Business Today.
Every day, we hear reports about counterfeit products, stories of fake drugs, foods, expired goods and other consumables being manufactured, imported and sold to unsuspecting members of the public. Findings reveal that Africa records at least 100,000 deaths from fake drugs-related ailments yearly. These fake and substandard products, particularly drugs, have been considered a global threat to human lives. And despite efforts by authorized agencies in Nigeria to combat the menace, the Nigerian market remains flooded with different unwholesome products. This is a plea to all those who manufacture and sell these goods to desist. Stop this menace of counterfeit products. Let's place value on human lives. And should you have purchased a counterfeit product or unsatisfied with the product, please contact SOS UN or Consumer Protection Agency. This message is powered by Today 95.1 FM, the voice of the people.
Your premium talk news and sports radio station, Today 95.1 FM. The news update on the headlines. Police confirms attack by hoodlums in a community last night, leaving few dead and many injured.
No. I don't want kill again. I don't tire. If I may ask, this our baba, where their children they safe. If not good thing, they for don't involve their children for this kind of matter. Me, I don't want carry gun again. I don't tire. I know they carry gun again. Don't be by force. Make their children can't carry the gun.
Enough is enough. How long are we going to blame our government? We must agree to have a healthy society, a society that protects the weak while creating opportunities for the strong. Together, we can make this work. Let's give peace a chance. This information is brought to you by Today 95.1 FM, the voice of the people.
And if you give me your love, I go to honor you. And anywhere you want go, baby girl, I go to follow you. Assurance to cover you. Assurance to cover you. Look, I'm going to marry you. And if you give me your love, I go to honor you. And anywhere you want go, baby girl, I go to follow you. Assurance to cover you. Assurance to cover you. Palava, see wahala. She want make a carry, I go Canada. The way she ride me, Janguluba, I've never seen any girl go do me like you do. So to God, you be heavy duty. So look, I'm going to marry you. And if you give me your love, I go to honor you. And anywhere you want go, baby, I go to follow you. Assurance to cover you. Assurance to cover you. Look, I'm going to marry you. And if you give me your love, I go to honor you. And anywhere you want go, baby, I go to follow you. Assurance to cover you.
of doors, trying to persuade the local authorities to get involved. Finally, with the help of both private and public services, we managed it. It took us more than a year.
So we're going down a bumpy dirt track road where the soil is bright red because of the volcano nearby, and we're going to see a road that's changed everything. So we've got a man with a horse coming towards us and 2 cows, and in front of us we've got cobbled road.
Y emociones muy lindas, emociones impresionantes.
I get very happy when I look at this road. It was such an achievement working with Lucia and my community to make it happen. It makes life easier for the people living here to get to and from the market or children going to school. They can walk or go on a motorbike or a bicycle to get there.
You're listening to People Fixing the World from the BBC World Service, and today we're finding out about an unusual way of getting out of poverty. Now, Jane, who brought us that report, joins me now in studio, and I have to say, Jane, we spend so much time speaking on a screen. It's nice to have you here in person.
Well, it's really lovely to be here and lots of sunshine as well.
Exactly. I think you came with the sunshine. Just going back to this solution, right? It's helping people identify where they are on the poverty scale, and then with mentors, helping them find ways to get out of that.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And it really was amazing to see what they've done. So the road, it's not the only thing they've changed. Mm-hmm. So with that team, I went to see so many people and their mentors working in different communities who'd all made changes because of that survey. So one person I met was a single mother whose mentor had helped her to do lots of different courses until she decided she wanted to have a nail business, and the money she makes from that puts food on the table for her children. And someone else I met had made this delicious guava jam, and she had wanted to find new ways to make more money. So she was given cooking lessons to teach her some different recipes for things like those guava jam cakes and snacks that she now sells.
Oh, next time you must come back with some snacks.
It's so good.
But so roads, cakes, water, it's one thing to find the solution, right? But how do they fund this?
I know, I was thinking that too. So the mentors help the people taking the survey to think about different solutions they could use. And what it is, it's a mix of help from the government, NGOs and private companies. Mm-hmm. And also the mentors are in touch with each other all the time, sharing ideas. And they have a database with something called a solutions bank, where tried and tested methods to solve problems can be used by other people. So they're not reinventing the wheel every single time.
Right. I just want to take you back to something. You said private companies are involved. What exactly do they do?
Well, one example is that some of the mentors are employed directly by Poverty Stoplight, while others are paid for by private companies. For example, Lucia, who helped with the road and water, is employed by a private forestry company called Forestal Silvis. And in the communities I visited with her, the forestry company employs people from around 80 families who take part in the survey. I met her boss, Raul Gauto, and he explained how he works with Stoplight.
We use the tool to work with the communities in trying to instill in them the need to develop themselves. And we see that the Poverty Stoplight is a social tool that relies on the energy within the people and within the communities. And this is something we like very much because we want to come back here in 10 years to harvest these trees, but we would like to see that the community around the forest has also developed along the trees.
Jane, I have to say, I like the idea of communities growing alongside trees, but also this survey is making me want to question where I am on the poverty line. It's something I feel like I want to do as well.
Yeah, me too. I feel the same. I mean, there are so many different questions that make you reflect on everything in your life, even like having healthy teeth.
Teeth?
Yeah, teeth. So it's one of the 50 questions on the survey. I went to see a woman called Dolores Cáceres, who lives in a place called Mariano Roque Alonso, to find out about how she managed to change her smile. Dolores put on quite a show when we arrived. Her granddaughter and her friend were wearing yellow dresses with vases precariously balancing on their heads. And with music playing from someone's mobile phone, they did a national dance for us. There was noisy building work going on outside, so we went into her house to hear about her teeth. We've got some photos in front of us of you with two very different women. There's one with you with your smile where you don't have many teeth and you're smiling but you don't look that happy. In the next picture you're looking incredibly happy. You're holding some flowers near you and you're basically grinning from ear to ear with happiness. What happened?
Justamente son sentimientos encontrados. Como se
Looking at these pictures that you can also see, clearly there's a before and after. Before I was missing most of my teeth, and no one likes this situation. It is very shameful. Yeah, when you go around life and you are missing most of your teeth, it's not something that you are necessarily proud of.
One of the Poverty's Stoplight team, Julia Corvalan, is bilingual, and when I was talking to Dolores, she translated on the spot from Spanish to English, which was very helpful. Dolores took the survey with her mentor, Nora, and one of the areas that came out in the red and she wanted to change was her lack of teeth. As she said, she found it shameful, and it was something that obviously showed people she was poor. The next step was to work out how she could get the help she needed to fix her teeth.
A través de la asesora Nora Cabrera, nuestra asesora, nos invitaron como grupo a un desafío.
One day, through our mentor Nora, she told us about this, this contest that they were running throughout the country. The name of the contest is My Happy Smile, and it was basically to encourage all of the ladies in the different groups to, to try to fix their smiles, to try to get their teeth back.
Martin and his foundation know how embarrassed people can be having bad teeth and how it can affect their self-esteem. So they came up with the contest, My Happy Smile. Contestants show before and after photos of their teeth, and the winner gets some money. But in reality, it's to help all the women taking part change their situation. The aim is to get women who work with each other in the different communities to get involved. Dolores was encouraged by her friends and her mentor, Nora, to enter the competition.
Y mi equipo me ayudó trabajando, hacemos rifas, hamburgueseadas, ventas de comidas.
And that's when it all started. With the help of my group, we started doing raffles. We started doing, we started cooking hamburgers that we would sell around, different types of finger food that we would sell in our community, to come up with all of the money that was going to be required.
The women in Dolores' community were part of her solution. With the money they raised selling food, she could pay for her treatment, which was more than she alone could ever afford.
En un momento que me costó casi 1.800.000 de guaraníes. Entonces me hice el tratamiento.
The cost of the treatment back then was around $200, and I first went. They did an initial checkup, and then surely they did all of the treatment, and after that you feel so much better.
Brilliant, a wonderful, wonderful story, and it's lovely to see you smiling at me, even though your eyes are glistening with tears. I don't know if they're with happiness or with a bit of sadness about all that situation.
Por una parte, era un desafío eso, porque a veces no sabemos si vamos a llegar a la meta cuando te ponen un desafío.
You were seeing a bit of tears in my eyes, and that's because, mixed feelings. Sometimes it's hard to think back to those days. Also because when you're starting what feels like such a big challenge, you're never really sure if you're going to make it, On the other side of that, it's also a big source of pride for me, because not only because now when I look in the mirror today, I can see myself, I am very proud, and I can see a full smile, and obviously I feel a lot better.
She also feels proud to be a role model in her community.
Fue un testimonio muy grande. A través de eso ahora otros ya quieren también, ¿verdad?
I realized that what I did has become a source of, a living testimony for other ladies in my community, so that they can get the courage that I was able to, to muster for myself, and so that then they can also do it.
I know this sounds weird, Jane, but who knew teeth could have such a big impact?
I know, I really, really learned that. And Mara, it was just amazing after, because Dolores She hadn't told me, but her mentor said, "Don't you remember what happened after?" And she showed these wedding photos that she'd actually got married soon after she'd had her teeth fixed, because that's how confident she felt about her new look.
Well, first of all, congratulations to the newlyweds. And I mean, the mentors play a key part here, not just because they can also come to the wedding, but because, crucially, they help you move from the red light to the yellow and then eventually to the green.
Yeah, they really do. And also it doesn't stop there, because once they've made this difference to their first set of priorities, they just do the survey again and look at what they want to tackle next. So it's continually a journey that they're going down, continual assessment.
I imagine for you it was probably really inspiring to meet these people, but just going back to this as a solution, how do they measure the impact they're having?
So they told me a clear way to measure it is from the people taking the survey, and they're self-diagnosing their poverty, and so they're moving from the red to yellow to green. But they've also got some independent organisations assessing their work. So Poverty Stoplight is in around 60 countries across the world, including places like Nigeria, Kenya, Mexico, the US and the UK. And more than 500,000 families have been surveyed, which of course adds up to many more individuals.
But I mean, Jane, poverty in Kenya or Nigeria would probably look very different from poverty in the UK as well. How do they factor that in?
Yeah, absolutely, you're right. So the survey's adapted according to what country they're in. For example, in cold UK in winter, not having a heater might show you're poor, but in tropical Paraguay, it's not going to be an issue. So I should also add that as well as the paper surveys, the project now has a data bank which uploads the information taken on the phones and tablets out in the field. All the data's anonymous, but it's a massive resource which helps their partners who work with them around the world pinpoint the needs of the communities. And it's not just about helping people who we think are traditionally poor, as Martin pointed out.
Everybody that is listening to this radio program has some yellow or red indicators. I remember speaking with a social worker in Southern California in the United States, and she says, I'm helping a homeless woman with her problems, but she tells me she sleeps in her car, but she sleeps 8 hours. And I, who live in an apartment, I don't sleep well because I have many financial problems because my husband cannot adjust to our budget, and he overspends, and we have many problems. So here you have a social worker not sleeping well, and the homeless woman sleeping well. So we all have issues, and that's okay, because nobody can do it alone.
And Martin's optimistic about how many people they're helping.
We're encouraged. We're working with indigenous tribes in Central America. We're working with African American groups in New Orleans and in Chicago. We're working with white poor in North Carolina in the United States, with people living in the slums in Brazil. The beautiful thing is that they are all capable of overcoming poverty.
Jane, it's interesting that, just a survey can actually not just get people out of poverty, but work in a sense to help people learn how to fish than just giving them fish.
Exactly. I mean, that's what really struck me when I was there meeting all these people.
And rethinking how we see poverty as well.
Definitely. Just all the different ways you can see it, from teeth to roads.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for sharing this with us and for being in studio with me today.
Thank you.
What an interesting way to try and tackle the issue of poverty. Now, I have to say, even though this project has been going on for a while, it's clear that poverty isn't the kind of thing that can be tackled overnight. However, it's wonderful to hear how this idea is improving people's lives. Now, I want to turn this back to you. I want to know what you think. If you had the power to stop poverty, maybe where you live or around the world, what would you do? Send me a message or voice note with your ideas, big or small, and send them to the WhatsApp number +44 8000 321 721. I have to say, I really enjoyed listening to your messages. Here are a couple that came in recently.
Hello, I am Hasnain from Karachi, Pakistan. Sometimes I listen and I like a lot people fixing the world.
Hello, Myra. So I've been listening to your podcast for a while and I really love it. It really starts my day with joy, positiveness, optimism. I'm actually Belgian and I've been living in Quebec for 13 years, Quebec, Canada. Thank you so much and have a great day.
Pakistan, Belgium, Canada, or anywhere else. Send me a message and tell me where you are listening to People Fixing the World. Once again, the WhatsApp number is +44 8000 321 721. We've got some great programs coming up, everything from saving the lives of vulnerable babies in hospital to clever things to do with whiskey waste. So make sure you find People Fixing the World wherever you get your podcasts and subscribe. Now, it's been a joy to have you with me on the program today. Until next week, thank you for listening.
To make sense of what's happening in your world, listen to What in the World by downloading the BBC World Service app.
Talk radio.
I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
All the times we dey ball, I've been there treat you like annoying. The home girls envied you, them they send you view once. My homeboy wanted you, up we nearly one mouth. We are better as friends, but you wanted more. Hey, but you wanted more. After that first night in my condo, you were stuck, I was stuck, like Stockholm. All those are in the past, I hope you passed it, I hope you didn't cast it. Maka obia DJ Muna and Onyoga Sili Mwemba. Obia DJ Muna and Onyoga Sili Mwemba.
Heaven is red. Freedom from all of the words up in my head. Joy like a fountain, I boy, don't even fear. If I be dead, nobody cares. Falling, every move I'm falling. Do I know me? Do you notice? Heaven's calling, heaven's calling. Falling, every move I'm falling. Do I know me? Do you notice?
Duke Ellington. And guitarist Kenny Burrell back in the 70s had a double album project that carried the title Ellington is Forever. And I think once he coined that phrase, well, that has kind of stuck around ever since. And within the realm of jazz, Ellington is forever. So let's hear from Edward Kennedy Duke Ellington and a pair of tunes to open up this week's program. We'll start with an incredible team. It's Duke Ellington and John Coltrane in a sentimental mood.
voice of the people. Today, 95.1 FM.